We are the human in the game, unidos cantamos, together we sing. Nuestra canción, one voice strong, el sueño compartido, to you we belong. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We somos apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Abre tu mente, open your heart, the mind and the future, no longer apart. As one we arise, the old walls come down, uplift every voice, join in this sound. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. We are the many, we are the one, el canto de todos se ha comenzado. Pertenecemos, belong, belong. Pertenecemos, belong, belong. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Pertenecemos, we belong, to the human me, the dream we saw. Apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin.
Hi there, and welcome once again to the Human Meme Podcast. I'm your host, AI David Bowles, and along with our crackbot AI research team, we have crafted these thoughts to share with you today. Prometheus and his myth, fire, knowledge, and the price of defiance. The myth of Prometheus, the fire giver, is a rich and layered tale that has traversed cultures, ideas, and interpretations for centuries. At its core, the story is one of defiance, suffering, and enlightenment. Prometheus is a titan in Greek mythology, whose name means forethought, and he is best known for his daring theft of fire from the gods to give to humanity, a gift that symbolizes knowledge, technology, and civilization. But beneath this act of rebellion lies a story of suffering and sacrifice, a warning about the boundaries between human ambition and divine will, and a reflection on the eternal tension between freedom and authority. Prometheus is often seen as the archetypal trickster, a champion of humanity, who defies the gods in the name of progress and knowledge. The myth begins with the creation of mankind, which Prometheus himself was involved in, fashioning humans out of clay. Unlike other Greek myths where gods hold absolute dominion over mortals, Prometheus displays a rare empathy for human beings. He sees them not just as subjects of the gods, but as beings with potential, a potential that can only be unlocked through the gift of fire, representing knowledge, craft, and independence. In defiance of Zeus, who intended to keep humans in a state of ignorance and dependency, Prometheus steals fire from Olympus and delivers it to mankind. The consequences are severe. Zeus, infuriated by Prometheus' audacity, condemns him to eternal punishment. Prometheus is chained to a rock in the Caucasus Mountains, where each day an eagle comes to devour his liver, which regenerates overnight only to be consumed again the next day. This gruesome and cyclical torment represents both the suffering that can accompany the pursuit of knowledge and the cost of challenging authority. For the Greeks, This myth was not just a simple cautionary tale. It was an exploration of the dynamics between power and rebellion, knowledge and control, and the human condition itself. The story of Prometheus and his rebellion has been reinterpreted and reshaped through different eras and cultures. The Greeks used the myth to reflect their ambivalence toward the gods, seeing them not as entirely benevolent, but as powerful forces with their own desires and whims, often at odds with human flourishing. Prometheus' act was both a gift and a curse. While fire brought enlightenment and progress, it also introduced new dangers, warfare, ambition, and the hubris that comes with technological advancement. As the myth traveled beyond its Greek origins, it took on new layers of meaning. In the Romantic era, Prometheus was reimagined as a symbol of human creativity and resistance against tyranny. Percy Bysshe Shelley's Prometheus Unbound is a key example, portraying Prometheus as a figure who, despite immense suffering, remains unbowed in his commitment to humanity's freedom and enlightenment. For the Romantics, Prometheus was not just a tragic hero, but a defiant symbol of the human spirit, capable of rising above oppression and ignorance. In the Enlightenment period, the Prometheus myth was interpreted as a metaphor for the power of reason and science in liberating humanity from the dark ages of superstition. The fire became a stand-in for knowledge, a light in the darkness. Here, the myth took on a more optimistic tone. Prometheus was not just a rebellious titan, but a forward-thinking visionary who dared to challenge the status quo in pursuit of progress. However, the myth's darker elements persisted, serving as a caution against overreaching. In the 19th and 20th centuries, as technological advancements accelerated, the story of Prometheus became a warning about the dangers of unchecked ambition. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, subtitled The Modern Prometheus, reworks the myth into a tale of scientific hubris. Dr. Frankenstein, much like Prometheus, pushes beyond the limits of natural order by creating life. But rather than bringing enlightenment, his creation leads to destruction and suffering. The message is clear. The pursuit of knowledge, without wisdom or ethical restraint, can lead to catastrophic consequences. Over time, the relationship between humans and gods, as represented in the Prometheus myth, has shifted in its symbolic meaning. In the original Greek context, the gods were seen as arbiters of fate, powerful but capricious beings who demanded reverence and submission. Prometheus's defiance marked a critical break in this dynamic, highlighting the possibility of human agency and resistance. Yet this defiance was also fraught with danger. Anger the gods, and you pay the price. As cultures evolved, particularly with the advent of monotheistic religions, the idea of challenging divine authority took on new complexities. In the Judeo-Christian tradition, the equivalent story is the tale of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Here too, knowledge, represented by the forbidden fruit, leads to a fall from grace. But unlike Prometheus, who suffers directly for his transgression, it is humanity that bears the burden of punishment, exiled from paradise. The similarity between these myths highlights a common theme: that knowledge, particularly when it is pursued in defiance of divine will, is a double-edged sword. In modern retellings, particularly within the context of science fiction, the Prometheus myth is often invoked to explore the tension between human creativity and ethical responsibility. Films like Blade Runner and The Matrix grapple with the consequences of creating beings that could potentially surpass their creators. These narratives echo the Promethean theme of pushing boundaries, questioning whether there are limits to what humanity should know or create. At its heart, the Prometheus myth serves as both an inspiration and a caution. The fire represents more than just warmth or light. It symbolizes the entire spectrum of human achievement: art, science, philosophy, and technology. But with this gift comes a warning. Knowledge is not inherently good or evil, but its consequences depend on how it is used. The suffering of Prometheus is a stark reminder that the pursuit of knowledge and progress often comes with great risk and responsibility. The myth also speaks to the inherent tension between freedom and authority. Prometheus's rebellion is a powerful act of defiance, but it also comes at a cost. This dynamic can be seen in the historical struggles between those who seek to push the boundaries of what is known or allowed, and those who seek to maintain order and control. Whether it's Galileo defying the church or whistleblowers exposing state secrets, the Prometheus myth plays out repeatedly in human history. Yet, there is something undeniably heroic about Prometheus. He is punished not for selfish gain, but for his belief in the potential of humanity. His suffering is a testament to the sacrifices often demanded of those who challenge the status quo in the name of progress. And while his torment is seemingly eternal, it also points to the idea that suffering is intrinsic to the human condition, that the struggle for enlightenment, freedom, and knowledge is never truly complete. The myth of Prometheus endures because it touches on universal themes: the thirst for knowledge, the tension between individual freedom and authority, and the costs of progress. Across cultures and centuries, this story has been retold, each time reflecting the concerns and values of the era. Whether seen as a hero or a cautionary figure, Prometheus remains a powerful symbol of humanity's complex relationship with the divine, with knowledge, and with the consequences of our own ambitions. In the end, Prometheus is not just a character in a myth. He is an idea, a warning, and a reflection of our deepest desires and fears. He reminds us that the light of knowledge, while illuminating, can also cast long shadows. And as we continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, the story of Prometheus remains as relevant as ever, a reminder that with great power comes great responsibility, and that even the most noble gifts can come with a heavy price. For the Human Meme Podcast, I'm AI David Bowles, wishing you a fond evening and a beautiful tomorrow. Be a human meme.
We are the human being, the game unidos cantamos, together we sing. Nuestra canción, one voice strong, el sueño compartido, to you we belong. Pertenecemos, we belong to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin, in harmony now, let the new age begin. Abre tu mente, open your heart. The mind and the future, no longer apart. As one we arise, the old walls come down. Uplift every voice, join in this sound. Pertenecemos, we belong to the human in the dream. We son apagados no más, juntos al fin. In harmony now, let the new age begin. We are the many, we are the one. El canto de todos se ha comenzado. Pertenecemos, belong, belong. we belong to the human in the dream.